Ekrup, then what is the blueprint that man has left behind? Let's start. I want to understand his ideology. How can I follow Bhagat Singh? How can people learn who he was and then follow him and honor him?
Yeah, I mean, what I learned from the blueprint was, first of all, I was very disappointed that during my teenage years, 13, 14, 15, I didn't know about him and I didn't read what he had written. I feel that during those years when you are forming your sense of who you are, the sense of self, a lot of times there's opposition with authority, whether it's school or your parents. You're kind of pushing back against systems that have been in place. You're trying to like form a new world, or you're trying to create something which is, better or fair. And there's some kind of fight in you at that time. And during those years, if I had been introduced to Bhagat Singh, I think I would have channeled that angst, that teenage angst that we all feel. And we're so isolated, in the capitalistic world. We are isolated families living in pockets and flats and our little holes, where we don't get the chance to have discussions or conversations that are larger. Children are kind of told to stay away from politics. कि ये politics तुम मत, इसके बारे में तुम बात मत करो. तुम्हें नहीं पता, अभी तो बहुत टाइम लगेगा तुम्हें. तुम जब 40 साल के होगे तो बात करना. So the fact that his family was thoroughly enmeshed in the political times of that, from 1900s onwards, Ajit Singh, his uncle, Kishan Singh, his dad, they were quite deeply involved in the current social reforming that was happening around them. And when you empower a child with this idea of, you know what, Bache, you are the only person who will be able to take this forward and make the world better. So you should be involved in the conversations that we are having about whether it's the British or it's about the local zamidar, being difficult about certain monetary things. So not sheltering children from how the world works, I think, is one way to begin that journey. And it has to come organically. It's not something that you're trying to condition them into, but these are the conversations that you're having. It's inevitable. You're talking about your salary, you're talking about your boss, you're talking about how things are hard, you're figuring out hierarchies of systems in civil society as well as, administrative society, banks and loans. So in our current system, when we have so many things that we are dealing with and we kind of tell our children to not participate in that, I think that's a problem. So he had that agency, he was empowered with knowledge. You're giving knowledge to your child, and the sooner you do it, the better. It's not that you are making him think negatively, you're just telling him how the world works. He will find out eventually, right? Let him, in his own way, in his own capacity, learn about the way things are. So that blueprint, I feel, began there, where he was allowed to participate in those very deep political discussions, economic discussions, social discussions, gender issues, where his mother would talk about things which are, inequality. So from there, when he became 12, 13, 14, he was kind of given a little bit of a, not, I won't say khulli choot, but he was allowed to make certain decisions concerning his own education. So he's the one who kind of chose to leave DAV, where he was, the boarding school, and quietly, he did this quietly. He went off and he joined the Tilak School of Politics, which was set up by Lala Lajpat Rai. And his father may have been upset about that, actually, certainly. But he kind of pushed back on that. So the blueprint in what I understood of Bhagat Singh's life was he was allowed to be a part of the major conversations that life is about. From there, even about God, religion and God, conversations around
Yes.
it. What is religion? Why is it important? Who are we? Should we be thinking of other religions as well. So from there, becoming a teenager, being allowed to kind of push back and follow his own education and create an education for himself. And then he read so much when he found Tilak School of Politics, because he realized that in class he wasn't the best read. You know, as you know, Bengalis and even upper caste Brahmins, they are just brought up with reading. They're constantly reading. It's, you know, dimag, you know, apne, you are to occupy your mind. Whereas he came from a farming family, and even though his family was fairly, you know, towards reading and literature, but it still wasn't enough. So when he got to Tilak school, he realized that, oh my goodness, I need to read way more, because these guys are arguing against the things that I believe in, but I'm unable to articulate my point. So, you know, there's a paragraph in his I'm an Atheist, Why I Became an Atheist essay, where he says, study to challenge and to hold on to the things that you believe in, to be able to articulate them. So study and read. And that's what he did. He educated himself. He armed himself with words. There was no chance that he was thinking about violence at all. You know, violence was such a far cry from what we believe that this young man must have had. He was this rather pessimistic, melancholic teenager who was feeling very lost. And how he kind of found himself is by reading more and more biographies of leaders who he felt that, oh, these are interesting people that have made a change in the world. How did they do it? You know, let me read about Trotsky, let me read about Marx, let me figure out what I believe in through their lives. And I think that's a very powerful tool for young people, is to read about other people's lives and not be told. You know, we are constantly told कि ऐसे हुआ था, वैसे हुआ था, and we kind of believe it. But when you read a book, it is comprehensive, detailed information that you can distill and choose to remember the things that are important to you. But reading, building the habit of reading is what I think a blueprint should have. So one of the things is the blueprint being studying, intellectual discourse, being very kind of richly empowered by that. And post that, he started writing. Once he read a lot, he started writing articles about it. Because now that you have all this information, what are you going to do with it? Now you have to formulate opinions, and you have an opinion because you've read so much. In that 17, 18-year-old age, the next thing he realized was organizational abilities. Now I need to organize. Now that I have an opinion, now that I'm informed, I need to find more people like me. And there has to be a community. I can't do this on my own. And sure enough, there were enough people that he found. And that's when NJBS came about, the Naujawan Bharat Sabha, Sena. And that was the organization that they created. And that voice became bigger and bigger and bigger. And so that is extremely important, I realized, like for young people to be allowed that trajectory of finding more people like them. And yeah, then the sky is the limit, frankly.